to the guys that are building, I realize this is taking a long time. Like I said on our last call, it's the concept is fairly simple, but actually pulling it off is not so simple. There's a lot of variables. It tunes best between 7 and 8 kV. I've discovered that if you tune it over 8 kV, it's not helpful for the tuning. And I mentioned this in a previous document that I thought the magnetic field in the core during the tuning, or having a magnetic field in the core, having power in the core during the tuning, could possibly inhibit the actual tuning because it tunes by acoustic pressure. This has taken a long time to verify and optimize. Now this frequency 406 is the harmonic. 406 hertz divided by 4. Remember, we said that it tunes best at if you take the harmonic that you're targeting and divide by 4 or 2. That's where it tunes the best on the even harmonics. There's some things you have to do to keep it in that range, to keep it between 6 and 7. And I've got some tricks that I worked out, and I'll have that in the procedure for the tuning setup. When we get it into resonance, that's going to enable the radiant energy to become embedded in the steel, and it will sort of ride on the secondary, on the conductors of the secondary. So we're going to have radiant energy, a combination of conventional and radiant energy coming out of the machine.
And so he did a series of experiments, and he basically came up with several devices during his research. And basically he called these devices orgone accumulators. And these are chambers, boxes, created with layers of metal and non-metal. The non-metal being either a plastic or organic wool or something that contains a carbon chain. And he found that when he put these metals, tend to be steel or other metals, and non-metal in layers as the wall to a box, he found that there was a standing energy field in that chamber, in that box. And it was Val's orgonite piece.
Val started it.
Yeah, she started it. I couldn't sleep in this one particular room, and she gave me the orgonite puck. And I slept like a baby that night. This standing field changes the bonds, the hydrogen bonds of your water. And you're going to get a tornado inside the ice.
So now we're going to move over to the powders. You want to describe these powders?
Okay, like I mentioned before, we use powders because they're able to store more of a charge. Those are the powders you see. Magnetite is the iron oxide on the far left. Shungite, that's one of the most important powders that we use because it has a lot of miraculous properties. Just look up shungite. It's amazing.
Fullerenes.
Yeah, carbon fullerenes. I mean, you can use this for all kinds of stuff. But it changes the nature of the electromagnetic field, changes its spin. Brass powder, I'll be pointing at shortly. Also quartz powder on the right there, but also sometimes I replace that with rock salt crystals because that, again, it's a crystalline. And I'm showing the blend. When I mix all together, that's what you get.